What you're about to hear could change something you do every single week. Canned tuna sits in more American pantries than almost any other protein. It's cheap, it's convenient, and most people assume that because it's fish, it must be healthy. That assumption is costing you, not just money, your health. Canned tuna is one of the most contaminated, most deceptively labeled, and least regulated protein products on grocery store shelves today. Independent lab testing has found heavy metals, mercury beyond safe thresholds, and sourcing practices so opaque that even the brands themselves cannot tell you where their fish came from. The fish in your pantry right now may be working against you. Today, we're exposing the brands you should never touch and showing you the few that are actually worth buying. Albacore Tuna, Costco. Kirkland's signature Albacore is one of the most purchased canned tuna products in the country. The bulk format makes it feel like a responsible, economical choice for families. It is not. The core problem is the species. Kirkland's Albacore line sources from mature, larger-bodied fish targeted through deep-water operations, and scientific research is direct. Mercury concentration in albacore is directly correlated with the age and size of the fish. Larger fish means more mercury. ConsumerLab testing data shows Kirkland Albacore carries mercury levels that, in a single 5-ounce can, exceed the EPA's recommended daily limit for adults. In 2025, ConsumerLab's independent testing flagged high arsenic levels in 5 out of 6 Albacore tuna products tested. Kirkland was among those reviewed. Arsenic is a carcinogen. The EWG independently flags this product for both high mercury concern and BPA contamination risk from the can lining. There is no published third-party mercury testing protocol for this product. No mold toxin screening. The bulk pack format encourages frequent consumption of exactly the product that warrants strict moderation. The verdict: buying in bulk does not mean buying better. For anyone consuming this product regularly, the cumulative heavy metal burden is a serious and documented risk. Brand number 2, Bumblebee Budget Tuna. Bumblebee has been on American grocery shelves for over 100 years. Families trust it. That trust is misplaced. The sourcing relies on commodity fishing operations across the Western and Central Pacific, some of the least monitored waters in the world, where traceability is not guaranteed and species verification is essentially non-existent. Bumblebee received a criminal price-fixing conviction in 2017, which confirms the company's priorities. The deeper issue is mercury. Their budget line leans heavily on larger, longer-lived species that bioaccumulate heavy metals across their lifespan. Eat this tuna 3 or 4 times per week, and those metals accumulate in your tissue. That brain fog you feel at 2 in the afternoon, that persistent fatigue, heavy metal exposure is a documented contributor. There is no third-party lab testing disclosed on their budget labels. No mold toxin screening. No sourcing transparency. The verdict is simple. This brand prioritizes profit over your health, and their budget line belongs on no one's regular shopping list. Brand number 3, Genova Yellowfin Tuna in olive oil. Genova presents itself as the gourmet option in the canned tuna aisle. The olive oil packing, the clean label design, it is built to signal premium quality. The reality is considerably less reassuring. In February 2025, Tri-Union Seafoods, Genova's parent company, issued a voluntary recall of Genova Yellowfin tuna in olive oil due to a botulism risk from defective easy-open pull-tab cans. Botulism is one of the most dangerous foodborne pathogens known. In January 2026, the FDA announced that recalled product had been inadvertently redistributed to consumers. Brand number 4, Chicken of the Sea Chunk Light. Chicken of the Sea is designed to feel safe. The mermaid logo, the approachable packaging, it signals trust. Behind that familiar label lies a product with serious documented supply chain failures. The sourcing chain involves third-party fishing operations across Southeast Asia and the Pacific, with documented links to vessels flagged for illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. The Environmental Justice Foundation has specifically named supplier vessels connected to parent company Thai Union in reports on forced labor and non-compliant fishing practices. When accountability is absent at the catch level, it is absent everywhere downstream. Microbial contamination risk rises through every step of a non-transparent supply chain. Processing conditions in unmonitored overseas facilities create real oxidation damage and freshness failures before the fish ever reaches a can. If you've noticed bloating or stomach irritation after eating this brand, the contamination risk is a likely explanation. For anyone serious about clean protein, chicken of the sea is one to leave on the shelf permanently. Brand number 5, StarKist Albacore. StarKist Albacore is marketed as the premium choice. Parents put it in lunchboxes believing they are choosing better. The data disagrees. Albacore carries significantly higher mercury levels than skipjack-based Chunk Light. The FDA limits pregnant women and children to 1 serving per week for exactly this reason, and StarKist does not communicate that risk clearly. Sourcing spans the North Pacific and beyond, but vessel-level transparency, bycatch disclosures, and handling protocols are not published. StarKist also settled a class action lawsuit alleging their cans were systematically underfilled. Consumers paid for weight they never received. That legal record confirms a pattern of misrepresentation. The industrial retort processing used at this scale cooks the fish inside sealed cans under intense heat, oxidizing the fats and destroying much of the omega-3 content you believe you are getting. You are buying albacore for its nutritional profile. StarKist's process degrades that profile before the can reaches your shelf. There are far better choices available. Brand number 6, generic/off-brand Albacore Tuna. High sodium, unknown origin. Generic store brand Albacore is the riskiest product in this category. No brand reputation to protect. No quality control incentive beyond the legal minimum. These products source from the lowest cost commodity suppliers available at any given time, meaning the fish origin, species composition, and handling standards can change with every production run. Peer-reviewed studies examining store-brand tuna have found mercury levels at or near the upper boundary of FDA acceptable limits, and occasionally beyond them. Pesticide residue from aquaculture-adjacent supply chains finds its way into wild catch processing through cross-contamination. There is no third-party lab testing, no mold toxin screening, no sourcing disclosure of any kind. The sodium levels are shockingly high, not for preservation, but to mask the off-flavors of degraded fish protein. That sodium load adds cardiovascular stress that accumulates invisibly over time. What feels like a budget decision is actually a health tax. Generic albacore tuna is the single most straightforward product to remove from your diet. Brand number 7, Yellowfin Tuna Cans. Canned yellowfin carries an unearned premium reputation. Restaurants prize it fresh, but the canned version is a different product entirely. Yellowfin are large, long-lived apex predators that accumulate mercury through bioaccumulation across a lifespan that can exceed a decade. The fish in that can has had years to concentrate every heavy metal in its oceanic environment. Most canned yellowfin products offer no catch method disclosure, no location transparency, and no sourcing verification. Without that information, you are almost certainly buying fish caught in large purse seine nets, operations where the catch sits in nets and fish holds for days before processing begins. That timeline creates serious microbial contamination risk. Histamine levels rise as fish protein degrades under warm conditions. The premium price attached to canned yellowfin is not supported by any meaningful quality or safety advantage. Until full catch method disclosure becomes standard for this product category, canned yellowfin is not worth the risk or the cost. Brand number 8, Big Eye Tuna Products. Big Eye tuna belongs in a category of serious concern. It is one of the most overfished species in the world. Both the IUCN and the International Seafood Sustainability Foundation flag significant population pressure on big eye stocks across the Pacific. Buying it drives the demand that accelerates that collapse. But the environmental issue is secondary to the health issue. Big eye are deep-water fish that feed at multiple trophic levels, accumulating mercury and heavy metals at rates that exceed nearly every other commercial tuna species. The FDA places big eye in the same high mercury category as swordfish and shark. That means 1 serving per week maximum for most adults and none for pregnant women. Canned big eye products frequently fail to identify themselves clearly on front-of-label packaging. Oceania's seafood fraud investigations have documented tuna mislabeling rates exceeding 30% in retail channels. You may be eating big eye without knowing it. The combination of extreme mercury burden, species fraud risk, and environmental harm makes this a product to remove from your life entirely. Brand number 1, Wild Planet Wild Albacore Tuna. Wild Planet Wild Albacore Tuna is one of the most rigorously sourced canned tuna products available in mainstream retail. What makes this different is traceability. Wild Planet publishes detailed sourcing information, including the fisheries and methods used to catch their fish. Their albacore is pole and line or troll caught, methods that eliminate the bycatch problems endemic to purse seine operations and produce a cleaner, less stressed fish. Unlike most brands, Wild Planet adds nothing to their tuna. No water, no broth, no oil. So the fish packs in its own natural juices and omega-3 content is substantially preserved rather than leaching into surrounding liquid. The company conducts third-party lab testing for mercury and heavy metals and publishes the results. Independent reviews consistently show Wild Planet's mercury levels at or below the mean for albacore, meaningful given the species carries inherent risk. Their sourcing prioritizes younger, smaller fish to reduce bioaccumulation. BPA-free cans. Marine Stewardship Council certification. This is accountability built into the product structure, not its marketing. Wild Planet is the standard every other tuna product should be measured against. Brand number 2, Safe Catch Elite Wild Skipjack Tuna. Safe Catch Elite is built around a principle no other mainstream brand matches. Every single fish is individually tested for mercury before it enters production. Not batch testing, not random sampling. Every fish. Any fish testing above Safe Catch's mercury threshold, which sits significantly below the FDA's limit, is rejected before processing begins. This is the most rigorous mercury management program in retail canned tuna, and nothing else comes close. Skipjack is naturally lower in mercury than albacore or yellowfin, being a smaller and shorter-lived species. But Safe Catch takes that inherent advantage and adds a verification layer that eliminates the variants found in every other skipjack product. No added water, broth, or salt means you are eating fish and nothing else. Omega-3 retention is exceptional. Third-party nutritional testing confirms meaningfully higher EPA and DHA levels per serving compared to water-packed competitors whose omega-3s have leached out. For families, for pregnant women, for anyone monitoring heavy metal exposure, Safe Catch Elite earns an unconditional recommendation. Brand number 3, Bumblebee Chunk Light Tuna, water-packed. This may surprise you given everything said about Bumblebee's budget line, but not all products from the same brand operate at the same standard, and this distinction matters. Bumblebee Chunk Light in Water is made from skipjack a smaller and shorter-lived species carrying a fraction of the mercury burden associated with albacore or yellowfin. The water-packed format avoids the additive load of oil-packed alternatives, and the ingredient list is genuinely short. Independent consumer testing organizations have found this product's mercury levels consistently in the lower range for canned tuna. The sodium content is more reasonable than the generic and discount alternatives discussed earlier. Bumblebee's broader sourcing transparency still leaves room for improvement compared to Wild Planet or Safe Catch, that is, acknowledged. But within the category of widely available, budget-accessible canned tuna, the Chunk Light water-packed variety is a meaningful step above the risks outlined above. If premium brands are not within reach, this is the responsible choice. It is the floor, not the ceiling. Brand number 4, Blue Harbor Fish Company Wild Albacore. Blue Harbor Fish Company Wild Albacore is one of the most under-recognized quality options in this category. What makes this different is a combination of sourcing discipline and processing integrity that is rare at its price point. Blue Harbor sources exclusively from wild-caught albacore using troll and pole-and-line methods, the same clean-catch approaches that define the best products here. These methods produce fish handled individually rather than mass-processed in net operations, reducing stress on the fish, improving flesh quality, and lowering microbial contamination risk significantly. No added fillers, no artificial preservatives, no unnecessary sodium. Label transparency that signals genuine product integrity. BPA-free cans, third-party environmental certification for their supplier network. Unlike brands that treat sustainability as a footnote, Blue Harbor integrates it into sourcing requirements. Their albacore benefits from younger fish sourcing that reduces bioaccumulation relative to older specimens. Independent reviews show above-average nutritional retention and below-average heavy metal burden within the albacore category. For anyone who wants white tuna with real sourcing accountability, Blue Harbor is one of the few names you can trust. Brand number 5, Trader Joe's Wild Skipjack Tuna. Trader Joe's Wild Skipjack Tuna is the most accessible quality option on this list. Available only at Trader Joe's locations, it represents exceptional value relative to its quality tier. The product is wild-caught skipjack, inherently lower in mercury than albacore, and Trader Joe's internal sourcing standards require MSC certification, meaning the supplying fisheries have been independently audited for sustainability and traceability. Unlike the generic store brands discussed earlier, Trader Joe's maintains a direct supplier relationship and exercises quality control that commodity sourcing cannot replicate. The sodium content is modest. The ingredient list is short, packed in water with minimal additives. While it does not offer the individual fish mercury testing that Safe Catch performs, the species selection alone places it in a dramatically lower risk category than any albacore or yellowfin alternative. Independent consumer food testing organizations consistently rate this product among the cleaner options in its price range. Brand number 6, American Tuna. American Tuna is one of the most transparently sourced canned tuna products available anywhere in this market. The company was founded in 2005 by a group of San Diego-based pole and line fishing families with an explicit mission: bring fully traceable, sustainably caught tuna directly to consumers without the compromises that define industrial supply chains. Every can of American Tuna is pole and line caught. One fish, one line, one fisherman. A method that produces zero bycatch and eliminates the handling damage and contamination risk endemic to net-based operations. Greenpeace has given American Tuna commendable ratings for sustainability and ocean responsibility. Unlike most brands where sustainability claims are marketing language, American Tuna's practices are structurally verified. Their omega-3 content is among the highest independently measured of any canned tuna brand, a direct result of catching smaller, younger fish quickly and processing them with minimal oxidation damage. The brand maintains full traceability from vessel to can, and their sodium levels are modest. For anyone who wants a product where every claim on the label reflects a verifiable practice behind it, American Tuna is one of the few brands in this category that earns that confidence completely. Brand number 7, Sustainable Seas Wild Skipjack Tuna. Sustainable Seas is one of the most rigorously validated tuna brands in terms of both environmental standards and consumer health. Greenpeace rates all Sustainable Seas products as ocean safe. Every single item in their line is pole and line caught, the method most endorsed by conservation organizations, including the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch program. Pole and line fishing eliminates the mass handling problems of purse-seine operations and produces fish that is fresher, less stressed, and handled more cleanly from catch through processing. The brand uses skipjack as their primary species, naturally lower in mercury due to its shorter lifespan and smaller body size, and their products undergo third-party mercury testing to verify that advantage. No added oils, no artificial preservatives, no unnecessary fillers. The sodium content is low. Their products carry non-GMO verification and are kosher certified. What makes this different from the cheaper alternatives on this list is the combination of species selection, catch method integrity, and independent testing verification working together. Sustainable Seas proves that clean, affordable, responsibly caught tuna is not a compromise. It is simply a better set of decisions at every stage of the supply chain. This is what accountability looks like in a can. You now know something that most people in that grocery store aisle do not. You know the familiar blue can is not safe by default. You know premium branding is not quality verification. You know the fish you were eating as a health food may have been delivering heavy metals, histamines, and oxidized fats into a body that deserved better. That knowledge changes how you shop. You're now someone who reads the label, not just the front, but the back, the fine print, the absence of sourcing information that tells you everything about a brand's real priorities. Knowing what is in your food is not paranoia. It is self-respect. If you want more videos that expose what is really inside the products you buy every day, from canned goods to protein supplements to cooking oils, this channel is where that information lives. The work of finding it so you do not have to is exactly what we do here. Subscribe, stay informed, and never let a familiar label substitute for verified quality again.